BTM's Learning Disability History project was set up in the summer of 2013 with the aim of recording and preserving the life stories of people with learning disabilities within the Bradford district. There was a firm belief that a project about the lives of those within the learning disabled community should be inclusively worked upon by a person with learning disabilities, so as to help guide the project and help it focus on the elements of the community's lives that are important to them. To this end, Corbyn has worked upon the project from its very start, being integral to every decision and aspect of work of the project, from research to conducting interviews to editing and producing the final films. Corbyn and I worked closely with 14 individuals from across the district, recording their stories through a series of interviews, discussing the aspects of their lives that was important to them. We would meet with each person on a regular basis, encouraging them to take charge of the decision over which subjects should be included in their own video stories. We covered a range of subjects, such as what it was like growing up within the district, what work and volunteering opportunities have been available, the use of daycare centres, healthcare, interacting with other people within the community, changes to the district over the years, using public transport, and many more. The following film is made up of a selection of videos from the archives, which together tell the stories of this minority group that for too often throughout history have lacked the opportunity to take control of the story that is told about them. Learning Disability History Project, Adult Life. Work. It is estimated that 65% of people with learning disabilities would like some form of paid employment. In 2009, it was estimated that about 10% of people with learning disabilities known to services were in some form of employment. This number dropped to 6.8% by 2014 and is predicted to continue to fall despite the current rise in employment within the general population. A poll conducted for Dimensions UK Limited in February 2015 of 100 MPs from across all parties showed that 60% do not believe that people with a learning disability can be supported into paid and productive employment. In the following videos, Julie, David, Robert and Alan explain what it has been like for them to be valued members of a workforce.
My first job was in a wallpaper shop in Ivegate, and I was 15 years old.
Then I went to West Yorkshire Foundries in Leeds, that was 1965.
Rockwell.
Oh,
In Thorpage.
oh, the Rockwell Centre.
Yeah.
So, what was your job at the Rockwell Centre?
Just working in kitchen. You know, working in kitchen at dinner time.
They asked me, said there was a job going at the West Yorkshire Foundries, so would you like to go down? So I said yes, and that was it.
Well, my job was going round on a cart with a shovel and a brush and picking it up and that all. And I really enjoyed it.
It was a good job. It was something that I had to do because there was no way of, we couldn't say, I don't want this job. I'll go on the dole, because there was no dole in them days. You had to work for 6 months before you got any money from the dole place. You had to put an insurance stamp on your card.
You had to clock in and clock out.
Oh yes, clocking.
Punch clock.
Oh yeah, when you punch your cards on
yeah,
the
that's
clock.
right, yeah.
I was nervous. I was nervous at first, and then I thought, I'll go in kitchen and do salads.
It was at 6:30 in the morning till 2 o'clock.
And I loved it that much. And I thought, at the end of the day, well, I'm going to work in the mornings, going home, I'm getting paid.
I finished on the 22nd of December 1962 because after Christmas we to go onto the counter and serve customers, and the point was that I couldn't do it, so I said that I would leave, and luckily enough my dad said that he would take me on, and I went and worked for my dad from then onwards for a few years.
Offices, machines.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was a canteen.
Oh yeah.
But the best thing I liked about it is customers are always nice and polite with me.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes some customers come on the car park and say, "Do you really like this job?" Oh, be honest with us. So I said, yeah. I said, I'll try to speak to you as best way I can, what I know, what's best for you, without getting mad with them. And she said, we've seen you every year, Robert. We see you get wet, we see you work out in snow, we see you work out in sleet, frost, and everything. She said, aren't you cold? And I said, well, I am really, but I said, I don't see it because I said, it's a job you've got to get used to.
The workmen used to come in. The shows were all muddy and stuff, and you know what I mean?
Oh yes, so the mucking the kitchen up.
No, mucking in floor and stuff. And I had to sweep it all, Dave, and I had to do all that. And I thought, that's it, I'm leaving it. So I thought, right, they'll have to do it themselves. I'm going back in the kitchen where I've done my job.
And furnaces as well.
Oh yeah,
Furnaces. It was smelly.
Sometimes I see customers coming on car park, really feel sorry. So I started crying, saying, I won't do that job, so the money you'll get. And I said, well, thank you. And I said, thank you. And I said, I appreciate it. So what you're saying to me, but I said, at the end of the day, I said, it's a job at the end of the day. So,
Yeah.
He used to do washing castings and filing and all that sort of thing.
I had to do the dishwasher, you know, dishwasher,
Yeah.
and that. Wash them all up, put plates back on thingy, and then just put them back in.
Do you know what they were being used for?
For cars.
Oh, for
Such
cars.
as rovers.
Oh, yeah.
Rover cars.
I was what you call fly-pin material. They would examine cloth for the suiting companies. I would then use this machine that would fold it up and flap it down pile it up on a board. I would then put it onto a cart, where I then took it over to the young ladies, and they rolled it up. Or it depended on what the customer wanted. If he wanted it cutting into so many yardage, the young ladies would cut it up and they would roll it up, and we would send it out to them.
The bit I didn't like is when I found purses every day on car parks, what people dropped. And these women said, oh, if you sign this purse, Robert, you'll get like a bit of compensation. But I had to try, I was trying to explain to customers, but I don't think they understood what I meant. I said, I like when you say if you get a compensation. And I said, well, that's right, give me money. And I said to them, I tried to explain, because it was in my contract. Because any woman who comes to me said, because I had my contract to me, and I said, I'm sorry, Rob, can you? I said, because I can't read. I said, can you read that to me? What I just told you, and I was polite to customers. And I said, I'm sorry, Rob, but I said, in my contract, I said, I cannot accept no money else from you. As I signed your purse, I said, all I can do, I said, I can check your card to see all your money's there. Can't touch no out of it. Can't touch a penny out of it. And the woman said, well, you sound our money. You sure you could take some out? I said, no. I said, I know what's right and wrong. I said, if I took some out of your money, you can accuse me of pinching.
I like it there. but I like it at Rockwell.
Oh, so you like it there. What is it about?
All
Rockwell,
right.
No, what is it about Rockwell though that you like, Julie?
I just like it. Just like art staff. You know,
Oh yes.
art staff and that.
So yeah, so everybody's
Giving them
nice
the
to work with.
drinks on the morning. I had to go around and go get the drinks and sending me in kitchen. Right, go on, Julia. Go back in kitchen, they said.
And then the woman said to me, she said, in all the years I've known you on car park, she said, I've never seen a true person in all my life what techno and just look in his purse to see its identity card and not techno. And I said, well, yeah, because I said it's all in my contract. I said, I'm honest.
Then they made me redundant.
Okay, in 1978.
They had to close it down.
I finished on the 28th of January 1972.
Okay.
And I'd been made redundant, so I just accepted it, and because my dad wasn't there, anymore because he'd had a stroke and an angina, so he packed up work.
Yeah, sort of hear that. Okay, so were you? You said how your dad stopped working. So did you stop working? Was it at the same time as your dad stopped working?
Oh no, I was there for a while after that, but as my mother said, she thinks that they wanted to get rid of me, so they made it out that I'd been made redundant. So I thought, well, I'm not going to argue. So I was made redundant.
And, what do you think the reason for that was? Why they wanted to get rid of?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Bradford College. College courses are a common activity for a large part of society. There are many courses available to the learning disabled community, such as art, pottery, cooking, computers and life skills. It is an opportunity to learn new skills whilst engaging with the rest of society and feeling productive. On occasion, the time spent at college can lead to further education or employment opportunities. Michael, Helen and Damien described their experiences and the support they received at Bradford College.
It was at Bradford College.
All right, so Bradford College. What course were you doing at Bradford College?
I think it was history.
All right, you did history, because I know you did pottery, didn't you?
Pottery as well, yeah.
Oh, so you did pottery and history.
Yeah.
I did ICT, which was to do with the computers and learning how to send emails and doing different projects.
Writing skills.
Oh, writing skills. What did that involve? The writing skills.
Computer.
Oh, so you haven't write up on the computers.
Yeah.
What type of things were you writing?
Out of my English books.
With clay, things like that, and we used to put them in a kiln. And that were in the 1970s, I think.
No, 1970.
When I did the pottery.
I did paper mache. We had to blow balloons up, put paper on them, and then once the glue dried, when you stuck a lot of paper on the balloon, once it dried, I think it would all go right like hard, so that when it dried, you could chop the bit off where you blow the balloon up, because once it dried overnight, the paper on the balloon, then it'd go hard. You know, you couldn't bust the balloon because the glue had gone hard in the paper. So yeah, it was rock solid then.
We had to roll the clay out first and make it into shapes. Because I have got some pottery in my bedroom at home, which I made when I was in the pottery, on the pottery course at Bradford College.
Going out skills.
Also, what did they teach you about going out?
Into Bradford.
Oh, where were you going when you were going out in Bradford? What happened in the going out schools lessons? Helen?
What?
They said, can you remember what happened in the going out schools lessons?
Yes. Yeah. Going to Bradford interchange to go on buses.
Then you had to put it in a sort of furnace and fire it up. Then it came out into a glass shape. Then it was all covered when they fired it up into a furnace or whatever it is.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And then you leave it to cool, don't you? And it
Leave it to cool, yeah.
Yes. Well, I got lost in Bradford.
You got lost?
I got lost in Bradford.
How did that happen? How did you get lost?
Well, everybody got off the bus to go into Bradford, and Andrea went on another bus to go into Bradford.
You said Andrew got on the bus, so the teacher was on the wrong bus?
No, she got on the other bus.
Oh, but you said everyone got on one bus and she got on the other, so...
Yeah.
Were you and all the other students lost?
Yes.
And then was there no teacher then? Because you said she was on the other bus.
Yeah.
My mum and me, we had to sign some forms for it to get the transport, you know, to get it so that I'd get the transport to take me to college. So we had to sign forms, otherwise we couldn't apply for this transport. But they'd come and take me to... We got the transport, but they'd come and take me to back and to college.
I went to... I'm trying to think. Well, I talked to the manager in Bradford interchange.
All right. So you have to talk to the manager in the interchange. And what did the manager say? What happened then?
He asked me where I live.
All right. And then did he have to help you sort out which bus to take to get back home?
Yes.
Well, I was mainly in Westbrook Building. It was okay. It wasn't massive, but like the lifts was rubbish because you couldn't really get two wheelchairs in one lift, which I find stupid, really. And sometimes they kept breaking down, so you were like stuck on one floor.
Yeah, we had lunch and break times because it was a full day course, morning till about 10 o'clock in the morning till 3 in the afternoon, and we had a break in the morning, and then we had about an hour for lunch, then a break in mid-afternoon before we finished. Then
we all had to have college passes to apply, to enroll on courses. Because if you didn't have them, you you won't be able to enrol, and you. I think that's how it worked anyway.
Resource centres. Resource centres have played a large part in supporting the learning disabled community in Bradford as they attempt to provide meaningful activities with an opportunity for people to socialise and meet friends. Many of the activities would be aimed at raising funds for new resources for the centre and also to provide day trips out for those who attend the centre. Julie, Michael and Helen tell us about the time they spent at resource centres in Bradford.
I didn't do much then for a bit after college. And then till I started at going to, I was going to day centres then before, besides college I was going to day centres.
Oh, which day centres?
I was going to, I was still going to Melville House.
Melville.
And what were you doing at Melville?
No, I didn't stay very long.
Can you remember how long you were there for?
A few years.
And I used to do rugs. You know rugs?
Yes.
Used to do that with Mrs. Hunt. Used to do that. And then I got me wool and just did it.
Woodwork, clothes areas, rug making.
The rugs. Well, we had to sell them at first. You know, sell them to give to people.
Oh yeah. No, but before you sewed them, can you remember how you made them?
How do I make them?
Yeah.
With wool. You know, pieces of wool.
Yes.
You just get your hook and just pull it off.
All right, and then you have to sew them together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I didn't like the colouring in there.
I make stools and birdhouses, buffets, stools, buffets, yeah.
Oh yes.
And no, quite a lot of things. I can't remember them all, but I did quite a lot of woodwork.
Because I did my sister a rug before Dave, and she still got it.
Yeah.
What did it look like?
Flowers.
Flowers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So was it
Yeah.
colourful? Like what type of flowers did it have on
White.
it?
There were white, pink, purple, blue, and
Oh yeah, lovely.
you know, yellow. There were yellow on that, white, green, everything and lot.
Do you still have that rug?
Yeah, I've still got it, yeah.
Oh.
Well, I went to a sewing group.
A sewing group.
Yeah, at Melville.
And all right, what type of things were you sewing?
But I was sewing stuff on Binker.
When we had a fair once, we had a Christmas fair and we sold them all. You know what I mean, Dave?
Yes.
Clothes horses, are you putting rubber tips on clothes horses?
So how did you make the clothes horses?
Well, somebody else they came all in all fastened, wired and tied up in a with barbed wire, and then we had to cut the wire off and then separate them, and then I just put the rubber tips on them then.
The buns we sell them all.
But did you make any of them as well? Or was it just the
I made
clothes?
some of them, but not all of them.
Richard Green, yeah. Yeah.
Obviously you were gardening.
Yeah.
At the allotment. So,
Yeah.
So what did that involve?
Digging, weeding, planting, and burning rubbish.
Well, we used to have a fair,
Yeah.
but we used to get our money, and our money used to go in office, and we went on day trips.
Bradford People First. Bradford People First is an advocacy group set up over 20 years ago by people with learning disabilities as a means to provide the learning disabled community with an opportunity to speak up for themselves and to provide them with the opportunity to be heard by the rest of society. They tirelessly campaign and raise awareness about issues that are important to the learning disabled community, such as the impact of benefit cuts, difficulties with public transport, and the impact of hate and hate crimes intentionally directed towards them. David, Michael, Helen, Damien and Robert talk about their time at Bradford People First.
I started at Bradford People First at Manningham Lane.
I'm doing typing here, and I'm going to meetings, like I'm doing bus passes with Kurt Reeves and Wakefield. And that's when I first started to do. And I've done a lot since I've been here. I've done like high test, I've done MPs down London. And then I'm doing bus passes to try to get people on my sore 9 side.
I'm working with Healthy Living and self-advocacy. We go out with the Healthy Living, we go out training people about health, about healthy hearts, cancer, diabetes, epilepsy, and health checkups.
Writing notes.
No, went down to bus company and was asking them about why should people pay so much money when they can't afford it, they haven't got a wage. And then we got a lot of sort of word back saying they can't tell us all that because it was confidential. And we said, well, we went down with Ursia. And Ursia said, well, they're doing a project up here about how to get people on before 9:30, so they don't have to pay and all that lot. But I didn't get drawn into that. That was my. We all do different projects, and that was one of my projects to try to get people on before 9:30.
I also did training to different places, like I went to Morley Street to do training on how the benefit system is going to affect people, and I went to Grandin to Lincoln. Overall, we trained around 50 people. Might have been 50 or 100, but I remember training 50.
Healthy Living, I was just been typing. This morning I was typing the feedback notes from last Tuesday's Healthy Living event, which were a good day, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was my big achievement here. It's all the work I did, and I was happy when I got on committee. Because that's one thing I always wanted to be, on committee. So it was a big achievement. So that was where all my hard work I did here.
What does your job here involve?
Computers.
Oh, so what do you have to do on the computers?
Write letters.
I got on all right with coordinator, but the same we think the same what we tried to say to Karen, and we shouldn't be saying this to Karen because we know she's on a coordinator, but we keep saying, we get mixed up. We keep saying Karen's the boss here, and it's us. It's the people who runs it.
Putting stuff in envelopes.
It's really opened my eyes to what's going on right around me.
Yeah.
I know that I know there is a lot of people think that people with learning disabilities are just a waste of space. But to me, no, they're not. We're here we are people here to realise, as like anybody else, we've got to be here.
When we brought Carol in to be our coordinator, we didn't have to worry about. We just had to worry about how she was going to pay all the bills here to keep it going, and how to get funding. So always on committee was just worried about getting funding, because it was all to do with them on committee.
In the past, we've visited doctors' surgeries and health centres to done questionnaires for patients and to hand out at the doctor's surgeries.
Safeguarding is good because we've got a safeguarding bingo game in picture form, and it's quite good because we go out to train people and ask them. We show them. We take the pictures and we show them. We say what's happening in this picture.
I think it's because we all get on with each other. We all work together. There's no falling out. There's no one saying like, "You're doing my project, I'm doing yours." We all just get on.
We go out to the colleges. We've been out to the Shipley College, been out to Bradford College to train the students there about health with our tutors. We've done we did training with the pharmacists in June to teach them how to treat us when we go into the chemists so that they know that we've got learning disabilities.
Working with people with disabilities, it's helped me a bit, so because it shows you're not alone. It shows you can do things when you put your mind to it.
We're getting more work in now than we ever had. We're that busy. We're getting busy.
Radio 119. Radio 119 is a project based at Bradford Community Broadcasting. They have their own fully equipped radio studio, allowing their members to be involved in all areas of radio work, including interviewing, editing and programme planning. Their programmes are aimed at the learning disabled community within the Bradford district and consist of material that is relevant and of interest to them. The programmes are broadcast as part of BCB content. Julie, Michael and Alan here tell us about their experiences at Radio 119.
Interviewing, when we go on outside, go on trips, do outside broadcasts.
Oh, cool.
I've been up in a long time ago. I did some interviews with the Bradford City Football Club with the manager and the assistant manager. Quite a long time ago.
We do interviewing, recording and editing. And interviewing.
Radio 119 is HFT and that, where we do interviewing, broadcasting and stuff, and it goes out on air and stuff like that. Going to these pantomimes and stuff. Going to see Billy Pierce like I did.
Sometimes I go out with them.
Oh, you go out with them. So it's like to what places do you go out to?
Oh, been to the pantomime and.
Oh, nice. And what pantomimes have you seen?
Aladdin.
Oh yes, Aladdin.
Going to interview them on Thursday. Some of the cast.
Oh,
Going to review the cast.
We went to Blackpool.
Oh, what have you done in Blackpool?
We went to see Illuminations to see lights. New Stratfish and chips and stuff. You know, like Benaxney's saying.
Oh yeah, and have you been anywhere else?
looking round shops in Blackpool
Yeah.
and that.
We've done a radio play of it called Marley's Ghost.
Just raising money, you know, raising money and stuff.
Oh, for charity.
For charities, you know, charities, Dave.
It's about Scrooge.
Oh,
Scrooge.
yes, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
For Blackpool and, you know, getting a minibus and stuff like this and that. When you know, when it broken down with tyre.
I did the narration.
Can you remember the first day at Radio 119, because we were up at Little Horton Lane? Because at the beginning they didn't have BCB where it is now, because it was a supermarket right at the beginning when Radio 119 first started broadcasting. So we were at Little Horton Lane, and they were then down right in Foster Square on Petergate, where that Westfield shopping centre's going to be. When they get it, well, they're on with it now, but and then when they moved, when they closed BCB down, we moved out of Little Horton Lane up to the present building behind John Street Market.
We've done Scrooge, you know, Scrooge and that, Dave.
Oh, yes. Oh, so and which part did you have in Scrooge? Which character?
In Scrooge, there were a lot of us.
Can you remember?
Benaxney were one of them. There were Ian. There was Stuart.
Mm-hmm. Can you remember which character you were?
I can't remember. Can't remember at all. I know Nicola knows.
Aye.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favourite job to do at Radio 119?
Interviewing.
Oh yes, and why is that, Alan? What is it about interviewing that you like?
When interviewing people,
Mm-hmm.
I like being with them.